Hello and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome to, I think we're up to day 6 in London. We're day 6 in England, day 5, 5th day in London. Yeah, it's going by fast. Today we are going to Greenwich. So we're not actually going to be in central London, but we're going to be, I think Greenwich is still considered part of the greater London area, or maybe it's outside of London. I don't know. Someone will probably correct me once this vlog goes up. But I've never been. I've always wanted to go. Mom has been. Mom went out to Greenwich with my dad when they took a trip here back in 2015. Tamsin is going to join us, so we're going to meet up with Tamsin at Westminster Pier because we're going to do a boat tour, river cruise up the Thames or down the Thames or whatever direction along the Thames. We're going to do a river cruise to Greenwich. So we'll probably take the tube or a train or something like that back into central London at the end of the day, but Mom did the river cruise before and she said it was a lot of fun, so we figured we'd do that. It's supposed to be 68 and cloudy today. It is currently 56 degrees out there, so hopefully it stays a little bit cooler today. I'm wearing jeans. I'll give you a really quick outfit of the day since I've been doing that. I haven't done my put on jewelry yet, so I will put on some jewelry. But yeah, very simple. Just blue t-shirt, Ava and Viv from Target. Jeans, I can't remember what brand these are, but I got them from Nordstrom Rack. Still in my Dr. Scholl's tennis shoes. They really are the only thing I can wear on my feet right now. So yeah, we're gonna head to Greenwich. I kind of want, I mean, they can't help you decide, but I'm kind of leaning towards the floral. Otherwise, I feel like it's a lot of green.
Too much green, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Part of me is like, well, then it's floral and floral, but the floral in your blouse is all one color. What do you think? Anyway, I've got a flashing battery light and we need to get going because we need to get down to Westminster Pier. We want to get there early to try to walk over to Westminster Bridge and take some pictures of Big Ben because this is the first time I've been here in years that it has not been covered in sky. My camera battery died and it cut me off earlier at the hotel, but we've made it over to Westminster Pier and Westminster Bridge, and there's Big Ben right there, right there, and the London Eye is across the river, and Mom's wandering down along embankment ahead of me. We need to go basically right down here, but we're still waiting for Tamsin. She's not here yet, but she should be here shortly. It is a beautiful day. It's cloudy. It's finally cloudy. Oh, I'm still getting overheated in my cardigan, but I think once we get on the boat and on the river, I'll cool back down. But I'm in London. we're off. We started cruising up the Thames from Westminster Pier to Greenwich. I ended up getting so much footage. I think originally this section of the vlog was like 13 minutes. I think I've managed to cut it down to around 7, but that's still a lot to just have with music. So I'm gonna narrate a little bit of this. I'm not gonna be able to point out every single thing, but I did want to talk a little bit about what the experience was like. It was so much fun cruising along the Thames. You get to see London from a completely different perspective when you're looking at it from the middle of the river. We went through a lot of my favorite areas, including passing by St. Paul's Cathedral. I love St. Paul's. I can't fully explain it, but it's just one of my favorite landmarks around London. And so getting to see it from just a completely different perspective was really, really cool. The weather on this day, as you can see, was definitely a bit cloudy, but I loved it. There were quite a few people who managed to hang out on the top deck for the first part of the cruise. Here we are going under the Millennium Bridge. There were some people who you see in a second stopped to wave at us. We all waved back. I've been the person on the bridge waving to the people on the boats below, so it was kind of fun being on the other side of things. Here we are passing by the Globe Theatre, the reconstructed Shakespeare's Globe, so that was really fun to cruise by. And then here we are going under Southwark Bridge. Again, I'm not meaning to narrate every section of the cruise. I highly recommend doing the cruise, even when it's a bit cold and gray like it was today. Just bundle up. I did end up putting on both my cardigan and my scarf, and I was fine. Mom at one point went below deck to the lower level that was covered up. So on the boat you have the lower level, which is still above water and has windows and you can look out and see, but it's all enclosed. So if it's really cold, or if it's really rainy, or if it's really sunny and you don't have your sunscreen, you would be able to sit under there and have protection from the elements. And then on the top deck, it's all open air, so you can see out along both sides of the boat and have unobstructed views of everything. Here's the Shard. And I think this is Old Billingsgate, which used to be a fish market and now is an events venue, of all things, but it's really pretty. You can walk along the Thames path along it. The boat behind is HMS Belfast, but Proteus was docking alongside as well. That's still an active boat. Here's the Tower of London. And we're about to go underneath the Tower Bridge. So the boat has lots of seating, lots of places that you can find the right view. We were kind of towards the middle of the top deck, so you can see there's people ahead of me. This one guy had one of those 360-degree cameras that he was sticking out off the side of the boat. But even with that, I was still able to get plenty of decent video and lots of great pictures. So there really isn't a bad seat, I don't think, from the top deck. The boat also has all the facilities you would need. It's got toilets for the hour-long journey. It has a full bar. I think they serve small food, like snack type things as well. They do make some stops along the way, so there's different points that you can get on and off. We were cruising all the way to Greenwich, but yeah, it did stop at Butler's Wharf, so we could have gotten off at Butler's Wharf. We probably also could have gotten on at Butler's Wharf, but one of the reasons why we chose to get on at Westminster Pier was because we figured it would give us our one chance of being in the Westminster area and being by the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben, Elizabeth Tower, all of that, to be able to see that for the trip, because this was the first time that it wasn't going to be covered in scaffolding. Here we're getting towards, once you get past the Tower Bridge, the river widens up quite a bit, and you have more space, more expansive river on either side of the boat. It also gets a bit quieter. You're kind of leaving behind central London and you're heading towards Canary Wharf and Greenwich. There's a lot of converted apartment buildings. Both of these, this one as well, is a converted apartment or like flat type situation. Here's Canary Wharf coming up along that. I've never explored Canary Wharf. I've never gone out to like walk around Canary Wharf. I don't know if there's much there for tourists, but now that I've been to London so many times, it is kind of something that one of these next few trips I probably will go out to Canary Wharf just to explore it a little bit more. But it was really cool going by these buildings and seeing them kind of up close a bit. And then pretty much just as you're getting past Canary Wharf, you're at Greenwich. Oh, you can see here, at a certain point, everyone abandoned the top deck. I think it was me and Tamsin and like 3 or 4 other people who were sitting up there as we approached Greenwich. The wind had picked up once we got out towards this part of the Thames. It was just a few people left up there, but we were still enjoying it. And then we had arrived at Greenwich. We have made it to Greenwich. Mom and Tamsin are up ahead of me. I'm all bundled up because it was a little bit chilly on the top deck, but oh my gosh, it was nice. This is the first time I have felt cold since we've got here. Now that we're off the boat, as we're walking around, I'm sure we'll warm up, but it is so beautiful here. It's just a completely different part of London. Architecture is amazing. We're right by the Cutty Sark, which is an old boat, and I think you can tour it. And this is the visitor center, and then I don't know what this building is over here. I think it's I think this is all the old Royal Naval College. I think the middle of this bit is where Thor battles the villain in the second Thor film. I'll have to look that up. That's what I know it from. They did a lot of filming for this. Okay, they're abandoning me to go inside. There they go, off they go. Mom and the daughter she really loves. I'm joking. But yeah, so there's lots of busts of old guys, old important guys. I'm sure old captains and things. Somewhere's probably something I can look up. But yeah, the boat ride was great. There isn't a specific tour guide on the boat. They don't have like someone giving like official commentary, but the like co-captain of the boat or something was just giving like the unofficial guide, and he was hilarious. We still had a really good time. It was still really entertaining. It was just over an hour. I think it was supposed to take an hour, but we had 2 stops. We stopped at Festival Pier, and I don't know what we were doing there. And then we stopped at Butler's Wharf to let some people off and on. And then from Butler's Wharf to, I think this was Greenwich Pier, it was just straight. So just over 1 hour, but I feel like it flew by because he was entertaining. And then there's just so much to look at off either side. Our friend JJ, who we're meeting up with at some point today, tonight, I hope, that she has landed with her husband and son. So they are officially in London now, which is great. So I can't wait to see her. But yeah, I think we're gonna find, looks like the visitor center is for the old Royal Naval College. Looks like it's got like a gift shop, information, cafe. So we might look for something to eat in here. We shall see. But yeah, just wanted to give you all the update. And now we're gonna explore Greenwich. I can feel you moving around behind me to get in frame, which is good because it saves me the job. We have just had lunch at the King's Arms pub restaurant. Very yummy. Mom and I had fish and chips. Tamsin had nachos and fried halloumi.
Yeah, like halloumi sticks.
Yeah, like mozzarella sticks, but with halloumi instead of mozzarella. Oh, that breeze feels amazing.
Mom's like
Mom's
shivering.
cold. Mom's cold. Mom's like,
Down jacket, please.
Mom's like, I hope the sun comes out. And I'm like, I hope it doesn't. So I still feel amazing because it's not super hot. But he found another doggy.
He's our friend.
We are now walking through Greenwich Park on our way up to the Royal Observatory so that we can see the prime meridian and stand on longitude 0, I think. And yeah, the park's not super busy compared to how the parks has been. I think because the weather isn't.
It's also not the weekend anymore.
It's not the weekend. It's Monday. It's a little bit cooler and cloudy today. There's a doggy running around, living his or her best life. But yeah, the trees are all so green, and you can see there's like daisies growing in the grass. Get that ball. So yeah, it's a beautiful day, despite what Mom says. It is a gorgeous day, and I am thoroughly enjoying this weather.
I like this weather because I can wear trousers, and I like my outfit today.
I'm wearing jeans for the first time all trip, and this is probably the most comfortable I've been outfit-wise.
Have you done an outfit of the day?
I have been doing outfits of the day in every vlog, pretending I'm a fashion vlogger.
This from Target.
Is that your outfit of the day or an impression of Andrea?
That's an impression of mine.
Okay, shall I do your outfit of the day?
Do an outfit of the day!
Okay, outfit of the day. My cardigan is from M&S. My top is new from Primark. I live in this cardigan. My trousers are M&S. These are the infamous linen trousers. I really like these. My bag is Oliver Bonus. Really like I don't know if you can see. Do I have anything else on? My rings. I bought a new ring just now, so I have a collection of rings. But we both just got.
Yeah, spoiler to the hauls.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I have bought one as well, so we've got beautiful faux emerald friendship rings.
That's it.
Much more stylish friendship rings than what you normally find. So yeah, mine's in my bag. Although now that she's shown off hers, I might put mine on.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about the spoiler.
We can spoil that one. We can spoil some of the purchases. Oh, it's so pretty in here. Hold on, I'll flip you all around. Okay, so we're gonna slow way down. Mom says it's all uphill from here.
That's what the sign says.
Oh, where's the sign?
Right on
Oh,
the
it's
sign.
all uphill from here. There we go. So we'll see if it actually is all uphill for us, but it's looking like it. My cardigan's gonna come off for sure. But look at these trees. Oh, they're green. I know I sound ridiculous, but y'all, like, even in Arizona, you go up north and most of the trees are then pine trees. So are we in the right? Oh gosh, I can see. We need to go that way?
There's lots of hills.
Ah. So we're going uphill for nothing? Because we're about to go back downhill.
Which we call it detour.
Really handy to have a translator with us on this trip.
Yeah, we've got. Oh, you have to tell them what happened at the breakfast club when we were ordering the other
that was so funny. Okay.
That's probably one of the funniest things that's happened on the trip so far.
There was this guy who was our waiter, and he was super friendly. He was so lovely.
Very nice.
Very just like charismatic.
Yeah.
Like that, just to paint a picture.
Yeah.
And Mom and Andrea were ordering like what they wanted.
So I'm like, I'll have, you know,
drinks.
the red juice, and we'll get some bottles of still water, you know, water. And then he turns to Thames
and I'm like, I'll have a latte, please. And I didn't
a latte
like, I didn't think
instead of a latte.
British. But I was like, I'll have a latte, please. And he was like,
exact interpretation. Just like,
I was like
double takes.
Really worried. I was like, I literally just went, is everything okay? And he was like, what happened there? We had like Americans, and then we had a northerner go, I'll have a latte, please. And first of all, I was like, don't think I said it like that. But second of all, yeah, they're American, I'm Northern English. So then we explained to him the situation, and he was like,
our friendship and how we met and stuff.
Okay,
and,
but it was
We were just come back down.
I'm like, I now wonder how many other people we've confused.
Yeah.
With Mom and I's American accents.
Well,
and
I always confuse people when I go to AZ, because where Andrea lives in Arizona is not really a like touristy place.
No.
For, like international visitors, especially.
No.
So whenever I go there and I speak to people, they're always kind of confused at first anyway, because I'm British, but then they're even more confused because I don't speak like RP. I'm Northern, so then I was like, where are you from? And I'm like, Yorkshire. And they're like, where's that? And I'm like, not near London.
Well, to be fair, you are much nearer to London than we are in Arizona. So geography is very different in the US. Like if someone, I'm okay. Like if someone asked me if Phoenix was near to Los Angeles, I would say, yeah, it's about half a day's drive.
Yeah, it's just not many people in Phoenix or Scottsdale.
Because you can get to London in what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
That's near to London for any American. You can get to Paris from London in 2 hours.
I was going to say, I mean, I can fly to Dublin in less than an hour. Like,
so it's like,
it depends on the...
By American standards, I saw there's a whole TikToker and Instagrammer who's done a whole British guy. Josh from England, I think is his username. He's done a whole thing on this in defense of Americans.
It's all, what's the word, like...
Relative?
Relative, because, yeah, England is... nay small.
Take over. I need to take my cardigan off.
England is like nay big, nay small, whatever. So for me, Northern England is like one side of England, and London in the south is another side of England. Whereas if you did that for America, and you're talking about somewhere in the south like Texas, compared to somewhere in the north of America like, where's north?
Bismarck, North Dakota. I hope I got the right Dakota.
Like Dakota, right? The comparison there is huge. But in England, it's all relative because it's a much smaller place overall. So,
for an American like me who knows roughly my British geography,
yeah, it makes a huge difference.
I would say that, York, Sheffield, nowhere near London. But for the average American, it's only a couple hours by train. So that is pretty near London.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, I always find those conversations interesting, like explaining to an American, not Andrea, like an American that I'm meeting in passing, like where I'm from.
First time I visited the UK as an adult, I would have needed all of that explained to me.
Yeah.
But now I've been often enough. I've met a lovely gal from
the
Yorkshire,
north.
From Sheffield.
Yeah. And I am so excited. I mean,
do we need to go here?
I am.
Just 4 minutes from this way to...
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I am so unbelievably excited for Andrea to come up north because I feel like it will blow her mind. I'm saying I'm so excited for you to come up north because I think it will blow her mind.
Since we met.
Because Andrea's take on England, perspective on England, is based off of the south. And there's like there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No.
It's just that's your experience.
No, I would, we need to vlog and take
Okay.
pictures. So hold on this explanation for a minute. Okay, I just had to take some video and pictures of these beautiful flowers. Whatever they are, we don't have them.
If you step back over there.
I can, oh, the observatory? Oh, the Royal Observatory garden. Can we not get to it by walking through the garden?
Nope.
Oh,
We gotta
okay.
go that way.
Oh yeah, there's, let me zoom out. There's the garden, the observatory. So that's what we're walking towards. Okay, now, back to what we were saying. My view of England being, what would we say, like, not prejudiced, but just like Southern centric. Not entirely true, because I have watched numerous adaptations of Jane Eyre, which are set in the Yorkshire Moors. So my problem is that my view of England is that the Yorkshire Moors and the Cotswolds are basically the same place, or are like right next door to each other.
I hate to break it to you. Best it's bubble.
So, oh, my friend Alicia already burst this bubble the first time I visited, when she had to explain that, yeah, going to the moors is not like an easy, quick thing. That's a very different part of England. So
I'm just excited for you to experience the things that I love about the north, and the things that northern people miss when they're in the south or elsewhere.
yeah,
AKA Greg's. No. Well, yeah. But
Greg's is going to be the sole like cultural experience you want to give me in the north.
yeah. No, just like northern.
Oh, I wish you all could
hospitality.
smell this in here. Some sort of, whatever these are. Some sort of blossom. They're amazing.
Northern hospitality, like the friendliness of the north and Yorkshire, is just unparalleled. Just
If we get up there and I end up meeting every rude person within the county of Yorkshire, you're going to be so pissed.
yeah. I really hope that.
It's like, Tamsin, you said everyone up here was nice. Everyone's been so mean. Tamsin will have called everyone individually, say, the Seversons are coming. Be on your best behavior.
Exactly. I don't know, it's like a different experience, and like I'm excited for you to experience a different experience.
I mean, I'm very curious about this because, to be honest, I've never found Londoners to be that rude. So, so I'm really curious to see how much nicer the Northerners are. So I
It'll be
think
maybe different, and maybe not as obviously, I don't know, we'll have to see, we'll check back in, but maybe it'll be different because you're a tourist and maybe like you're really dealing with hospitality staff.
yeah, that's
So
probably
they're
a
going
huge
to be
part of
nice
it. That is probably a huge part
Whereas
of
for
it.
me, like the things that I notice when I'm between the north and the south, like I'm in the south often for work or whatnot.
Yeah, need to take a
Oh.
picture of this. Hold on, I'll flip you all around. So we've got all the original survey benchmarks or something, public standards of length. We've got a really cool clock, and we've got a Tamsin, and we're at the observatory. So I'm going to vlog and put some music over this and show you what we see, and then we'll update you in a little bit. The views up here were truly spectacular. I honestly think it was worth the trip out to Greenwich alone just to get those pictures and those views. We went into the Royal Observatory. They have a ton of historical artifacts on display, some on the more personal side, like that dress that you saw, and some of these like gifts that had been received by the scientists who lived here. But then there are so many scientific items and artifacts artifacts that are on display. This is the Octagon room. It was so cool up here. The architecture, the detailing was so amazing, but yet this whole room was for observing purposes and had a very scientific purpose. I'm not going to be able to identify all of the items, but just to talk you through a little bit. This was not circling like this. Those were static times on that globe thing. I don't know why my camera was doing that. But they have all of these really cool star charts and astrolabes and navigational devices and maps. And I mean, I am a huge science nerd, so I definitely really enjoyed all of this. But I think even if you're not a science nerd, if you like beautiful artifacts and items, if you like history in general, this definitely gets at the history of science, which is something that Mom and I kind of revisit when we get to Oxford. This is the Prime Meridian, so this was really cool. This was another reason to go out to Greenwich, to stand across the Prime Meridian. So this is 0 degrees longitude. It's the dividing line between the eastern and western hemispheres, if I'm getting that correctly. So it's the kind of vertical version of the equator. So the equator divides the world into north and south, the north and south hemispheres. The prime meridian is what divides the globe into the east and west hemispheres. So it was really cool to stand on either side of the prime meridian and to stand on 0 degrees longitude. There were some more scientific items, and this was kind of the telescopes that they would use to observe the night sky. And the doors here would open so that they could see the sky. Lots of really interesting things to look at. I honestly could have gone through here a lot slower than we did. I feel like everything on this trip we did in like double the speed I really would have liked. I wish we could have gone through everything a little bit slower. I feel like the boat ride took, went really fast. I would have loved for that to be twice as long. Walking through the park, I could have taken twice as long. Going through here, I could have taken twice as long. So yeah, it was really cool. Well worth the trip out to Greenwich. Would highly recommend going to Greenwich and going to the Royal Observatory. And we had a really great time here. Okay, we have finished in the observatory. It was really cool. I had a good time. Did you enjoy it, Tamsin?
Yeah, I was saying as a astrology girl, it was
Excuse
interesting.
Me. Yeah.
Because it's like the astronomy, stars.
And see, I feel like it's another like symbol of our friendship. You are way more into astrology than I am.
Preface? I am, but then also I'm not like so far into it as I used to be.
As you used to be?
I used to be like really into
About to say.
But now I've kind of laid off a little bit. But I still find it really interesting.
I find astrology fascinating. I'm not sure I buy into everything as much. Like Mercury being in retrograde doesn't mean anything to me. Like my life is always chaotic no matter where Mercury is. That's just kind of a joke as an example. But I do love astronomy. Like I get really nerdy about astronomy and the stars. And like I can see how astrology would have gotten started way back in ancient times. Like it all starts with a fascination with the stars. But as we've learned more about the science of the stars, that's what and I think there's still magic in that. So yeah.
And I find things fascinating like the point meridian.
The prime meridian.
That one.
Yeah.
The point of the prime meridian of like where you can stand on the line.
Yep.
Like 0 degrees.
And we did drop a pin on our current location while standing on the prime meridian, and our phones were fairly accurate. Yeah. It was like 0.00147 degrees. So I'd say that's pretty close to 0.
That's what I was going to say. I felt like I had to add something to the vlog, and I said to Andrea about it earlier.
Oh yeah.
Next time we talk.
Yes, I was going to segue into that in a second. So go ahead.
Okay, so.
Related to our conversation earlier about the north versus the south.
And when I was talking about kind of like the difference between the north and the south, and like the friendliness difference and things like that.
She does know what she's talking about, and not just because she's a northerner.
I did my whole dissertation on the North-South divide. So I, you know,
from a marketing perspective, right?
From a marketing perspective, because that was my degree, was marketing. But I looked at how the North-South divide basically influences marketing, and how
which I still need to read that, by the way.
The regional kind of differences are used in a stereotypical sense within like the advertising space. So I've done a lot of research basically for context into the North-South divide.
So it's not just that she's like, biased because she's North. She does have sources that back this up.
Yeah.
I could have her send me her source list.
Yeah. If anyone wants to know.
Sources cited in the description box.
Yeah. But that's it. Like, I find that whole topic so interesting and so fascinating, which is why I think I'm so
do
excited.
too, which is why I want to read your dissertation.
Yeah,
she's never shared it with me.
Why I'm so excited for Andrea to go to the North, because I want like an American's perspective on the North-South divide difference. Like, I talk about this to everyone I know. It's my
you behind us, Mama?
Roman Empire.
There she is. That's it.
It's my Roman Empire.
Roman Empire.
Is the North-South divide. I will never shut up about it.
So hold on. I don't know if everyone heard that because of the loud thing going behind us. Okay, now that is completely out of context because they couldn't hear what you said earlier because of that truck.
That was my very bad Southern accent.
Mom was saying that the American equivalent of what Tamsin was researching is that in the US you will rarely, if ever, in terms of like a national commercial, hear a Southern accent. Yeah. I'm sure local commercials in the region would totally, but
whereas in the UK it tends to be, we do hear the South and RP, but we do hear the North, but it's used very specifically and very intently. And the core part of my research was, if the basically this is very kind of, what's the word, like basic, like it goes much deeper than this, but on a very kind of basic level.
Not like you didn't analyze 15,000.
Exactly. We're really streamlining my dissertation here into one tiny little tidbit, but on a basic level, cheap products and cheap services and things that are more affordable are advertised using the northern accent and northern imagery, whereas things that are a little bit more aspirational, more expensive, a little bit more desirable are used with RP and the southern accent, because that is kind of the stereotypes that go alongside those things. So
sun's out, by the way.
Very nice. Feel warm again.
No, I don't want to. I was telling Mom earlier, like, this is the most comfortable I have been this entire trip, and like my feet still hurt, but energy wise I'm actually doing really well today because I haven't been getting overheated. So like, go away, sun.
It's funny, isn't it? Because like, I don't know if people who are watching this know this, but like, I suffer quite a lot with pain as well, like in a similar vein to Andrea, and not like immediately of being in the sun, not like.
What picture did you want? Okay, well, keep an eye out for when we get to the right angle.
Yeah, and grabbers. Not like immediate difference, like after a few days, but for example, when I was in Thailand for like nearly a month, my pain levels get so much, like I feel so much better when I'm in the sun for longer. Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
But I know other people.
Yeah, the vitamin D and the sun and the warmth like helps my joints. Vitamin D. Yeah, you say vitamins.
Some people with fibromyalgia, and people watching this can comment because I know there's some fibro people watching these. Some people with fibromyalgia do better in the heat, and the cold is really hard for them. But some fibro people, and I'm one of them, I do much better. It has to be exceptionally cold for it to be a problem for me, and I can almost it's never so cold that I can't warm myself up, but if I get hot, I'm done. Well, that's just it. I mean,
like, there's a very fine line, and I have to be in the right circumstances and stuff, because getting overheated.
Are we? I feel like we're getting closer. Okay. Yeah. Mom's trying to get a particular shot.
In the middle of the road when I took it. But
really? You sure?
Maybe we were on that side.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this so we can get this picture.
I like the gate, and
so this is the picture we're trying to get. Okay, picture has been acquired, and now we're dodging cyclists.
back to the conversation we were
And
having.
yeah, so we'll say what you said after I turned off the camera. Vlogging with people with ADHD. Like, I knew Mom really wanted this picture, but we're in the middle of vlogging, but there's this other like track in my brain that's like, don't turn without getting this picture. Mom's phone is down to 20%.
I'm not saying that about other people, that is myself.
Yeah, we're talking about ourselves. Mom's camera, or phone, aka her camera, is only down to 20%. And she's got a 12, and Tamsin and I have 15s. So we've got different cables. So while Tamsin and I can charge up our phones, and I have been charging up my phone, Mom can't charge up hers. So I'm sharing my camera with her at this point.
Do you want me to have a look?
Yeah, see if we can enter from this side. Do you see? So right now we are walking through the park, which is a little bit busier now that the sun has come out. But still not bad since it's Monday, so I definitely think coming up here on a Monday was good. But now we are walking towards the Royal Naval College, just because the architecture is so cool, and I think we can get some fun pictures, and it'd be nice to show you all. We don't have time to go in, because we now have dinner reservations for back in the city at 6, and it is currently 3:37. So we've got time, but not time to like go into another museum.
Before I forget my train of thought, I'm going to finish what I was saying.
Okay.
Basically, if I get overheated, that can really trigger like a flare up and I can be awfully unwell. However, if it's somewhere where I'm very intentional about the heat, like going to Thailand, and I'm like, I know it's hot, so I'm going to wear appropriate clothing, and I'm going to keep hydrated, and I'm going to be in the shade or in the water or whatever, like using it to like the best.
I will say, if I'm just
really
sipping
beneficial.
a cocktail or guzzling water on a beach under an umbrella, the heat doesn't bother me nearly as much.
No.
But if I'm sightseeing around London,
Yeah, exactly. So I always notice, like,
and I'm trying to wear cute clothes so I'm not a slob at Buckingham Palace. Yeah, so we're gonna take some pictures. We will talk to you all in a little bit, but we're gonna tour around the outside of the Naval College and then find our station to get the Thames link back into town.
Which direction?
Okay, we are back in the city, heading towards St. Paul's Cathedral. We are going to be meeting up with our friend JJ and her husband and her little boy for dinner at Pizza Express. So just a basic chain, but it is one of my favorite places when I visit. It's just better than most American pizza chains. It was on my list to eat here at least once on this trip, so it felt like a good place for us to meet. So we're gonna head over. We're going to the one over by St. Paul's Cathedral, so we're just gonna head over to St. Paul's now. We'll probably get there a few minutes before JJ does. Hopefully have some time to take some more pictures. So Mom and I went past St. Paul's last night, but we didn't go into the churchyard, and all of the roses seem to be blooming. So I'm hoping we can get some more pictures around St. Paul's of the roses. Where are we going? This way? Okay, Tamsin is navigating. We are definitely back in the city because I can see City of London signs and logo. So that makes me happy. I get a little bit more time in the city. So that's why it's called the Old Square Mile. AKA the city, AKA the City of London, also known as the Financial District. I've spent a lot of time here because my friends who used to live here in London, 2 of their flats, including the one that they ultimately bought, were in this area. I still really love being in the city, even though so many of the buildings are very modern. You turn a corner and there's like a church from the year 1300 something. So
Another city Thames then.
yeah, that's another entrance to it. So yeah, I'll show you the walk to St. Paul's and dinner, and then afterwards we'll probably be heading straight back to the hotel. Look what's coming around the corner. Ooh, and just 5 o'clock. And just as St. Paul starts ringing, oh, because it's 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock, yeah. Oh yeah.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
This is JJ.
Hi.
We just finished dinner at Pizza Express, and now we're all heading, and there's Tamsin. All heading back to the hotels, or different hotels. So JJ and her husband and little baby are staying at a hotel not far from ours, so we're gonna travel back with them and help them with the stroller on the underground.
Was it after I moved, or did we? Or was it
I don't know that I properly vlogged.
I think we went and grabbed dinner
before you left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was in that one.
I think you were in that one.
Yeah.
Briefly. That was like in November
of 2021.
Yeah, we went to Shake Shack.
Yes.
For dinner.
Exactly.
It's been a minute. So I did go see JJ at Barnes & Noble.
Yes.
When you came, was it July?
Yes, July.
Yeah. But yeah, JJ's not been in the vlogs in a while.
No,
So
yes.
yeah, we're vlogging in London.
Yay.
So we're gonna head back to the hotels. It's after 8 o'clock. Mom and I are really tired. We've all got fun, busy sightseeing plans separately and hopefully some more stuff together tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So come back to tomorrow's vlog. Yeah, it's a gorgeous evening. There's a little bit of tiny bit of blue sky and the last bit of sunlight left. Yeah, it's been a gorgeous day. When they first got here, we ended up walking around the garden, the churchyard area of St. Paul's together, looked at the beautiful roses that are blooming. Again, we're about to come to my favorite part here. Peekaboo with St. Paul's between the buildings. I will show you the bit of the walk and tube ride back to the hotel, and then I will give you the full final summary of the day when I'm back at the hotel. Okay, we are back in the hotel. It's so good seeing everyone and spending time with everyone. It was such a good day. I've already imported all the footage for this vlog. I'm probably gonna have to cut down like the river cruise part, but I just don't want to. Because I don't want to cut a single minute of this trip in the vlogs. But yeah, the raw edit, what I've imported, is already an hour and 15 minutes long. So I will try to make this outro short. Final thoughts of the day. It was just such a good day. We had such a great time. The weather, you know, Mom and Tamsin might have been complaining about it, but for me the weather was perfect. It was cool, it was cloudy, it was a bit windy, which made it feel even cooler, but it didn't rain. It never rained today. It was so nice. The few times the sun came out, it started getting a little bit warmer, and I would start to get a little bit worried, and then it would start to cool back down again. It was really cool to see Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament. There's something about seeing them in pictures and then seeing them in real life. You know, I had a very similar experience back when I saw the Eiffel Tower for the first time. Like, when there are certain landmarks that you see in pictures and in movies and TV shows, it's hard to like really grasp the scale. And so when you come up out of the tube and there it is, or the metro in the case of when I saw the Eiffel Tower, like my friend and I literally just come up out of the metro and I turned around and there it was. It was just like, oh, I feel like I'm in a movie. That's kind of how Big Ben is. And it's different seeing Big Ben from like across the river compared to seeing Big Ben, or more technically Elizabeth Tower, like right there, like right above you. It looks amazing after all the restoration work that they did on it, the cleaning and everything. Like, you can see how much blue is in the clock face. The blue and the gold is just so stunning. And I've noticed it in pictures, but like even looking at it through the viewfinder of my camera, I was noticing it. So I'm really excited to edit that part of the vlog. And the boat cruise was amazing. Greenwich was so cool. I will totally go back to Greenwich because we didn't get to tour the Queen's house, which I would love to do. And we ended up not even being able to really walk into the Royal Naval College like I had wanted. The gate that we got to was closed, and we were trying to make a train, the Thameslink train, back into the city, and it doesn't run super regularly, so like the next one wasn't going to be for like another hour, and then we wouldn't have made it to dinner in time. And I think also like doing the river cruise to get there is also, I would highly recommend. It was really fun. It was totally worth it. Had a great time. Would totally do it again. And then walking around St. Paul's again and meeting up with JJ and Matthias and Constantine was amazing. You know, I haven't seen JJ in a few years, and I've never met her husband Matthias, and I've not yet met baby Constantine, so getting to meet them and just have a nice long chat. We ended up walking around St. Paul's and then still had time, so we walked down and like halfway across the Millennium Bridge, which I was really excited because I wasn't sure if I was really going to get to do that on this trip, and it's one of my favorite like areas. And then we had dinner at Pizza Express, which was amazing. Chain restaurant, I don't care. It's really yummy. It's one of my favorite places, and it's become very nostalgic. Like every time I come to London, I go to Pizza Express. So got that checked off. I think that's gonna be it for this vlog. I'm sorry if this one got to be a long one, but I just could not stop vlogging, like especially on the boat cruise. I just wanted to record as much of that as possible. It was just so cool. But Mom is now nearly done with her shower. She's getting dried off, so it's almost time for me to take my shower. So I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I would really appreciate that. Say hi in the comments and leave a boat emoji, a pizza emoji, or the tired face emoji. To let me know which one of you lovely people made it all the way to the end of this vlog. And yeah, I will see you all very soon in the next London vlog. Our second to last day in London will be the next vlog, so come back for that. I will see you all then. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!